Hello everyone and welcome to Retail Archaeology and Arizona Mills. It's that time of year where I like to go to the mall and check out Christmas decorations, and it's been a few years since I've been to Arizona Mills, so I figured this would be a good one to check out this year. This is a really big mall, so I figured there'd be lots of Christmas decorations and lights to look at. This footage is from between 6 and 7 p.m. on a Sunday, which is why the mall looks not very busy, but Arizona Mills is actually a very busy mall. I like the big classic ornaments that they've hung up in here. The lights they've hung up though I think are kind of boring. I'm kind of sick of white lights. I like color Christmas lights. And also it seems like most malls are using these now with these like rigs with just strings of lights hanging down. I mean, it's kind of nice that they twinkle, but I would prefer to see colored Christmas lights. Also in the food court is a big Lego sculpture, and the reason this is here is there's actually a really big Lego store and like a Legoland experience here. This display isn't for Christmas, and it's not new either. It was set up here when I was last here in 2021. I do really like Lego displays though, and I like this one in particular just because it's so Arizona centric. Even though Arizona's a desert, I really do think it's a beautiful desert. Here's the Mall Santa spot, and that's one of the lamest Mall Santa setups I've ever seen. I've seen better Mall Santa setups at dead malls. You know what isn't lame though? This little Santa climbing up and down a rope. That thing's pretty neat. That's another fun part about Christmas time at the mall. There's usually kiosks that you only see during this time of year, like this Christmas decoration kiosk. After walking past that kiosk, I started to realize that there aren't really that many Christmas decorations or lights at all in this mall. I also started to remember how sometimes walking around this mall feels like walking around inside a giant aircraft hangar. Up ahead there is another fixture at malls during the holiday season. That's the calendar and board game kiosk that pops up at most malls. I was at another mall recently where this wasn't even a kiosk, it was actually occupying one of the normally empty storefronts. These calendar and board game stands seem to get bigger and bigger every year. It seems like everybody has at least one person on their shopping list that they need to pick up a calendar for. Now, I've seen a lot of different vending machines at malls over the years, including a fake eyelash vending machine, but I have never seen a Hot Wheels vending machine. This one's a pretty nice vending machine. There's a touchscreen here on the side that's scrolling the prices for each of the cars that are inside it. I almost got something out of this vending machine, but I don't like running my debit card through strange vending machines, and I only had $6 in cash on me, and I knew there was probably another spot that I may want to use those singles, and it was this here. They actually have a set of Gashapon Capsule toy machines here. I definitely wanted to check these machines out because I thought there might be something fun to put in my kid's stocking. These machines take tokens, and the side of this capsule station actually has a bill acceptor that will give you tokens. So I put my 6 $1 bills into the machine and got 6 tokens. It costs 5 tokens to get something out of the capsule toy machines, but I wanted to keep 1 token to add to my token collection. I found a machine that had little Sanrio toys in it, and I put my 5 tokens in, gave the knob a turn, and I'm not actually spoiling anything for my kid because the machine ripped me off. No capsule came out. I guess I should have bought a Hot Wheel from the Hot Wheels vending machine. Still not seeing a lot of Christmas lights in this mall, but I am seeing a lot of lights from this Photo Studio Deluxe photo booth. I see a lot of photo booths at malls now, but I don't ever see anybody using them. Something that's been interesting to watch with malls is how they've started signing leases with businesses that they wouldn't have 10 years ago. Oh look, here's some more Christmas decorations finally. It's more of those giant ornaments hanging from the ceiling. But still, not a lot of Christmas lights or even Christmas trees throughout the mall. It doesn't feel very Christmassy in here. Last Christmas I checked out Scottsdale Fashion Square Mall, which is I think the only mall in the Phoenix area that's bigger than this one, and they had done a lot of decorating for Christmas. There were Christmas trees everywhere, a lot of the storefronts were decorated for Christmas. It was kind of the opposite of this place. Now here's something that kind of ages the mall. That blank spot there is where a payphone used to be. And as far as age goes, I probably should cover a little bit of the history of this mall, even though I have done a video on it before already. But this mall opened in 1997, and it was originally developed by the Mills Corporation, and it's currently owned by Simon Property Group. And like I said earlier, I think this is the second biggest mall in the Phoenix area. It has a little over 1.2 million square feet of retail space. It looks like most of the decorating efforts were focused on just the intersections of the different corridors of this mall. And also, usually most malls have like one main big Christmas tree, and I hadn't seen anything like that yet. All I had seen is a couple of random small Christmas trees, like this one sitting next to a Coca-Cola Santa Claus commercial that's playing.
Hey, dude.
Oh look, the Spencer's has Christmas lights. They're attached to sweaters. I noticed these blinking as I was walking by, and they've got a pretty big selection of ugly, light-up Christmas sweaters. I don't think I've seen these at Spencer's before. I think the leg lamp sweater is my favorite. Okay, maybe the Snoopy one is my favorite. As interesting as these are, they're not cheap. They're $70 a piece, and also, how do you wash them? I have to imagine washing these would be a hassle, and they seem like the kind of sweater that you would wear to a party where there's a possibility that you could get beer spilled on you. Remember when I said earlier that parts of this mall feel like a big aircraft hangar? For some reason, this part of the mall feels like a terminal at the airport to me. I think it's those carpet tiles. Every mall seems to have a kiosk that sells these plushies for different games and things that are popular at the time, but I've never seen 3 of them in a row. I'm guessing these 3 kiosks are all run by the same person, but is that really necessary, 3 of them? Now, this window display feels very much like classic Christmas at the mall. I like this. Very classy. Here's one of the few spots where they actually hung some stuff up from the ceilings in one of the corridors, but again, it looks like an airport terminal to me. Now here's the biggest Christmas tree that I saw while I was here. It's possible that there was a big main Christmas tree in this mall somewhere, but I didn't see it, and it should be pretty obvious where it's at. Although this mall is huge and everything looks kind of the same, so it's possible that I missed it. This mall does have a Rainforest Cafe, which it's had since the mall opened. I think I ate here once way back in 1997 or 1998, and then never again. From what I remember, it was kind of overpriced for what it was. There is a nice water feature right outside the Rainforest Cafe. Looks like a great place to do a little bit of fountain cam. I'm interested to see how it'll look because it looks like it might be really dark, but the fog is kind of interesting as well. Let's take a closer look.
Come along with the snorks. Swim along with the snorks.
Whoops, wrong footage. Here's the correct footage. Overall, I do actually like Arizona Mills. I only make it over here every couple of years, so it always seems like there's new and interesting and weird stores to check out. But as far as Christmas decorating goes, I think they could do a much better job. At this point, it was getting to be closing time for the mall though, so let's go ahead and head on out. And we'll do that through the Tilt Studios arcade. I did a full video on this place a while back, and even though it looks like your standard ticket game kind of arcade, there is an upstairs section with classic pinball machines and arcade games, so it's definitely worth checking that video out. But as we head on out, I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and a Happy New Year. If you've been following retail news lately, it looks like 2025 is going to be a very busy year for the Retail Archaeology channel. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next year. Want to see your name here? Head on over to patreon.com/retailarchaeology to find out how you can help support the channel. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my video on Arizona mills during Christmas time. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and also make sure to follow at the social media links down there because that's the best way to keep up with what's going on with the Retail Archaeology channel.